Today we're going to talk about an advanced technique to help you with your efficiency, thus help you with speed. So let's take a look. What's up, America? Neil here with Geauga Firearms Academy. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about a technique that is going to help you become more efficient, and efficiency equals speed. When we're talking about efficiency, we're talking about doing many things at one time in a way that becomes almost a reaction. So I've said this many times in training classes: if I'm faster than someone, it's not necessarily that I'm moving at some superhuman speed. It's just that I've already, my mechanics, my movements, what I'm going to do, my efficiency of my draw, that's all just happening. It's just a reaction, just like putting your hands up. It's just going to happen. I'm already on to the next task, which would be, you know, are there other threats? Where is the other threat? What is the situation with the current threat that I have? So this is more of a reaction, more of an efficiency, because you do it so many times over and over. It's just a reaction to the draw. Now, one of the things that we want to do is we want to be efficient, which I don't want you to get confused with going fast. When we're talking about going fast, we talk about this rapid movement, and a lot of times you're going to see this situation where I come out to the end, where I'm drawing out, and you'll see them just draw this gun out here like this. And you have this big shake, this big movement, right? And so all you're doing is you're accelerating way out there, way too fast, in the effort of going fast. And then you end up this huge amount of movement, because we've got to stop the mass of this gun. We've got to stop this momentum, bring it back. Now it's way off target. Got to line everything up, and that ultimately is extremely inefficient and slow. Although you're moving fast, it's not going to give you a fast result. And when it comes to a defensive situation, we've already made the decision to shoot. We want two things that have to happen. One, the gun has to go bang, and two, we want to be in a position to make that happen as efficiently and as quickly as possible. So the gun going bang is going to be a gear issue, or you did not do a proper procedure in actually checking the gun before you were ready, before you left your house. The technique that we're going to be talking about here is called prepping the trigger. So what's going to occur here is that my finger is going to begin to depress the trigger until I hit that wall as the gun is moving forward. So in other words, I'm going to start here, come out to here, and then the gun's going to break. Now this motion right here, where this is going to the break, that's going to be close to, if not at the end of my extension. So if we back up a little bit, what I'm talking about here is, as I'm just going to do it with one hand so you can see. As I'm coming forward, my finger's already on the trigger, starting to prep, so that at the end, I've taken that shot. Now, what that does for me is, if I draw this gun properly, I'm already getting my sights on. But right here, I can still see I'm already on the front sight, and then I'm going to come out to a full extension, which means that any time between right here and full extension, I can take that shot. And what I'm doing is getting prepared to do so. So what I don't have to do is come out, find my front sight, and then press the trigger. Rather, I'm coming out, finding my front sight, and taking the shot as it's aligned on my target properly. Slow motion, just so you can see, and I want you to really focus on as I'm extending in my finger. So I'm coming up, I see my threat, I'm getting a nice draw. Right here, I'm starting to press, already the gun went off. Okay, I've already identified that's a threat, and I need to shoot. So again, I'm here, I come up, I can already see my sights, and now I'm shooting. I'm going to show you on the timer the difference between prepping the trigger and not prepping the trigger. And to be clear, this is an advanced technique. I want to be absolutely clear on this. This is not something, if you've just mastered the fundamental, or I shouldn't say mastered, if you've just learned the fundamentals, if you've just maybe even taken one class, this is not necessarily the time to start working on this, because what will typically occur is that gun will go off way before you're prepared, or it'll go off very dangerously close, like right now. So this is a technique that we're going to get into. This is why I say it's for advanced shooters. It's to the point now where we've already mastered having that finger straight on the trigger, good trigger control, sight alignment. We've done thousands of draws by now. We can holster and unholster safely, but now we're just trying to get that efficiency out of this draw. So let's look at it live fire, and we'll do it on a timer. First thing we're going to do is a proper procedure to load the gun properly, just like I normally would. Get the gun in my workspace here, load the gun. I'm going to make sure it goes in the chamber. Now I'm going to chamber check it. Here, we're in battery, and we're good to go. that should be your process before you leave the house each time, so you know that if you ever needed to use this throughout the day, you're good to go. Okay, so let's just do a general time here. This is just going to be coming out. I'm going to come out to extension and press the trigger. Okay, nothing super fast here. I'm going to try to be consistent in my speed to show you the differences, because physically I'm not going to move any faster. And that was 197. Let's just do a couple just to kind of get an idea. Two seconds. One more. Two seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing. The only difference I'm going to do in this time, I'm going to try to move the same slow, deliberate rate, but I'm going to be prepping the trigger on the way out. So that was a 138. 138. Let's do it again. One four. So our fastest time before was 197, and so now our average is 140, 137. Let's do one more. Okay, 14. So basically, we've gone from 2 seconds roughly to 1.5, and the only thing I did differently there was to prep that trigger, to manage that trigger properly. Rather than automatically go to moving the gun faster, because that's not going to make us go faster if we get to the end and we start doing all this hesitation. Now watch my muzzle too on this one. We're going to put the prepping of the trigger together, but I want you to see this. I'm not doing this. Okay, getting this gun out here and trying to drive it out there fast. We'll rush this thing and get it all the way out here. What I'm trying to do is get a nice deliberate, straight draw, and when the shot comes out. Okay, out. Okay. And if I have follow-ups, I can take those shots as I need to. Okay, but my finger's there. We obviously need to be very aware as we're training this method. I don't want this gun going off before I intend it to. So my finger goes on there very deliberately. The other way to explain this, to think about this, is there's a rubber band around the trigger, around my body, right? And so as I push the gun out, that band begins to get tighter, 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 until I get to the very end, where the gun goes off. Okay? Putting it together, up. Okay? That's still going to be faster than and yanking your shots all over. Looks like the skies are about to open up, so we're going to head back. Hope you guys got something out of this, a little bit about efficiency and getting your shots on target in a much more efficiency, so a faster manner. Like us on Facebook, find us on YouTube and Instagram. Our best stuff goes to Patreon. Stay safe, America, and remember, it's always better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6.